For the last couple days we've had some pretty big winds around here, so that's the best time to go beachcombing, is after the big winds. Yep. Now sometimes the big winds brings the new wood, sometimes it takes the new wood. And let's go have a look. Gotta get down these rocks first. Or sometimes it doesn't even touch the wood, because the tide's it will be a slack tide. And today at this point doesn't look like there's a lot of new wood, but all the wood's been moved around. So the way I can tell how big the tide was, like how far when the waves were crashing, because obviously the waves were crashing down here. Just touch this seaweed, see how wet it is. Yeah, it's wet. So came up here, so it moved all the wood around. And of course I'm looking for a cool piece of wood to carve. And after a windstorm, I'm always wondering if the windstorm took my carving thing away I did here years ago. Where is it? I don't know, it'll be up here. I got lots of wood at home to carve. I'm just looking for a unique piece to carve. That's something spalted. I'll leave that there. It's kind of neat. Lots of work to clean that up with your Dremel though. Now, like I know these videos are repetitive, but you know, to see what type of wood it is for all you beginners, it's good to have a little jackknife or something, or a little axe to bring down here so you can chop into it and see inside it. Like even this piece of wood here, I can see it's a Douglas fir. Oh, but there's a natural planter. Just kind of plug up the bottom, put a piece of plywood on the bottom, put some plants in there, boom. Got a natural planter with the bark on it still. Yeah, it looks like all the wood's been moved around. But truthfully, it doesn't look like there's too much new wood. Usually you get the lots of new wood when there's a king's tide on a windy day. No, piece is still here. Hasn't been moved at all. Somebody put some shells there for the wood spirit's ears and little rocks for the eyes. Now, I don't know if I'm going to take anything home. I really don't care, because I got lots of wood to carve. Lots. Here's a nice little piece of cedar. Oh, that's not cedar. Sorry. You can tell by the bark. Man, surprisingly, it's warm out here today. I hope lots of you normal subscribers out there are going to be able to enter the Christmas challenge. Cottonwood bark, a little piece right here. Yeah, it's nice out here. It's warm. People out there going to get their crab pots or something. Oh, they got fishing rods. I gotta go to my chainsaw tent. Probably carve out a couple more Christmas trees. And it'll be done. And I gotta get the big tree house into the tent. Start carving that. There's a little bit here. Here's a nice piece of old cedar. See that color in there? How tight that grain is? Oh. Hello? Hello? Hi there. It's just the point of just being out here. Here's a big piece of bark coming up here. I believe this would be the lower bark of a young cottonwood tree. And, oh, here's a big piece of bark. This would be black cottonwood bark. Oh yeah, this is a nice piece. I will take this. So the tree is called the black cottonwood bark tree. No, sorry. Come on, Jory, get it together. Black cottonwood. That's the name of the tree that grows the big bark. Now here's a nice big piece of cedar. All cracked and shit though. There's a nice little round. Carve your pumpkins on or something. Pumpkin season's done. Thank Lord for that. A nice piece of cedar. Another little piece of bark. This is carvable bark. Sure is. But I got tons of it. Here's another little piece of bark. Carvable. Little wood spirit on there. Oh, look at this funky piece of wood I pulled out. Let's put it on the log up here. Is this another piece of bark? No, that's not bark. Still cedar though. Nice wall hanger. Big old kerosene oil beam. Been floating in the oceans for years. So this tree was some point really injured. Now see the edge of this wood, how it grows like that? That was the tree trying to repair itself. This is probably arbutus, I'm not too sure. But you see that? Let me slow it down. All right here. That's the tree had a disease. Maybe it was struck by lightning. And it's on this edge too. So I love pieces like that, but it's too cracked up in here. What's this beam here? Doesn't feel that heavy. It's heavy enough. Yeah, you see all the oil in there? It's a nice beam, actually. The dark line around there. What's that? What's this? No, that's buried in there. That's kerosene oil. Definitely don't want to carve that. Man, I can't believe Christmas is only like less than 2 months away. Look at this piece of cedar. Still got the bark on it. But like, that makes a perfect wall hanger. See how flat the backside is? If I haven't said it, that's a good way to identify the wood, by the bark. You know, one day next summer, I'm just going to bring a seat down here and just come and relax. I tell myself that every winter. Oh, I can't wait till it gets nice again. Take a seat out, just relax. Maybe take your portable Dremel thing, do a little bit of carving. Oh, here's a sandal. Wonder if there's a foot in it. Nope, no foot. I throw stuff up there. Fly, saddle, fly. Then the people for the ferries clean up along there. We're still lucky we don't get too much garbage washing up on our beaches from, well, I'm not going to say from where, but nice big logs here. You know, this is a right here. These so for all you beginning carvers, you find wood that has little holes like that. See those lines? That's a good indicator that this wood was pressure treated. So you don't want to carve that. Nope. Here's a little piece of bark. It's been bug infested. Bug holes on the back. I was down here last week. I found a neat piece of wood with bug holes in it. It's cedar. It's the clam. The bug holes is the clam. What is it? The clam worm. That's the worm that sinks ships. So I'm just letting the wood dry out a bit in a box. Make sure that there's no friggin' clam worm in there, because for all you that remembered, I did carve. I got a piece of wicked bug hole wood on Vancouver Island. I carved it, and when I was done carving it, and I put it on my Dremel wall just to look at it, see if I liked it or not. And I heard a clicking noise inside the wood. I thought the wood just might be cracking because of all the holes. But then I put it in a box for a couple days. I lifted it out of the box, and there's a big, huge clam worm in there. Now, clam worms are called clam worms. They're long. They look like centipedes. They got like little arms coming off them. They're called the clam worms because, well, their biters are like little clam shells. That's how they bite through the wood. Google it. Google clam worm. They're the worms that sink pirate ships and shit. So I seen that, and I was freaked right out. Like I didn't even hit it when I was carving with my Dremel. I didn't even hit the worm. It stayed in the wood the whole time. And yeah, it was just unbelievable. Then I seen that in the bottom of it. It was like 4 or 5 inches long. It was in the bottom of the box. And boy, oh boy, that's why I'm just letting the one that I got now dry out. See if that clamworm gets out of there. Now, here's a neat piece. Perfect for wood spirit or flowers, or it's got a straight back on it. I'll probably take this one. Now I should have a marker there to remind myself, but I'll try to remind myself. That's cedar. Myself, I like carving the cedar. It's soft. I'm talking about the first growth Western red cedar. It's soft and it holds great detail, just like the cottonwood bark. Now somebody said last year, he goes, "Man, why do you always carve the softwood? Why don't you try carving the hardwood?" I'm like, well, pal, I've carved tons of different woods from around the world. When I really got into my YouTube, people were sending me different types of woods from all around the world. Here's a piece of bark. I've carved the hardest wood in the world. I've carved the softest wood in the world. Now, why would I want to, when I'm filming for YouTube? Well, I guess I could carve some more hardwoods and show you guys different types of burs and stuff I use. But I don't know, man. If you have access to softwood, get the softwood, carve the softer wood. Here's a nice piece of bark. A couple nice pieces of bark. A little bit small for me, but very carvable. This is a good one too. Very carvable. Just throw those up there. Save them for a rainy day. Oh, here's another one. Very carvable. This is actually a nice one. Where's that other piece of wood I had? Well, I don't need any more bark right now. Throw it up there too. Here's a knot thing. Glenn out there in Quebec, getting ready for winter. Glenn likes to carve these. Glenn's a long-time subscriber. These are like the knot heads. Hey, Roger Smith, look at those bug holes. I like that one that you found in the wood. A subscriber, and he's on my Carving Fusion members group on Facebook. He pulled the bark off and he found bug holes like this that looked like an angel. Yeah, it was super neat. I would have just cut that off the wood and left it as it is. Yeah, so you can do the wood spirits like right here, and then use this part for the hair. I think this is cedar or Douglas fir. I think it's probably Douglas fir. But this is like a pine knot. One. Anyways, I'll just leave this here. Cut it shorter with my chainsaw when I get to my tent. Kind of getting to the end of the line here. Another little piece of bark. This one's just infested with bugs. Here's a nice piece of cedar for a little chainsaw carving. wood spirit. Oh. It's a really nice piece. My fat ass out of the camera. We'll just go up to this big stump up here. Then we'll start heading back. There's another piece of bark up there. Nice piece of cedar. Well, I better check out that piece of bark. Jordy gets. Here's another piece of bark. Small, but very carvable. Well, that's a big one in there. Okay. Yep, that's a nice one. Nice and clean. No bug holes on it. Perfect, I'll take it. Well, there's a little bug hole up there. I gotta get out of here. I would like to find a cool root piece to make a fantasy carving. Could be a dragon. No, I'm gonna leave this piece. Where's that piece of cedar? Ah, this is a nice chunk. But it's infested with little tiny pinworm holes. Doesn't matter. Carve what you get. Free wood is the best wood for beginning wood carvers. Try and carve it all. Different types of wood. Different types of wood. Different burs. Burs, bits, whatever. Maybe I'll use this as a screenshot. Yeah, so there's nothing down there. Time to start heading back. Man, it's beautiful out here today. Well, this video is already 22 minutes long. I'm just going to run this whole thing live. You find one of those see-through rocks on this beach too. That's a good screenshot. That's neat. Anyways, it's not a see-through rock. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. I'm not a rock guy. My buddy Stu told me if I did find a cool looking rock down there, I could give it to him and he could slice it up for me. He's a rock hound. Little crab. Little baby Dungeness crab. He's got all the rock cutting saws and polishers and all that stuff. Now where did I put those? Like, this is a nice piece, but I got enough pieces like that. And I think it's Douglas fir. Always have a keen eye on the way back too. Actually, when I'm doing when I'm filming for YouTube on these beachcombing videos, my eyes not really as open as it normally would be looking for wood because I got to concentrate on the filming part. Oh, there's that. It's one of those knot things that'll take. See, here's a little, this tree was one time damaged, trying to repair itself. Carve a little wood spirit in there. The wood feels pretty punky though, which is soft. So, but you see, if any of you care. There's this piece. Hope you're gonna have a mellow winter out there in Quebec, Glenn. Save that for a rainy day. Got some burl in there. Sorry, the filming's not good on the way back because my fat shadow is in the way. Lots. Neat little stick to make mushrooms out of or something. Here's some thick cedar bark. Now cedar bark is, we're talking western red cedar, is really stringy. But when I was down here last week, I found some cedar bark that was like that thick. You could, because see, the cedar bark doesn't get too thick, the western red cedar stuff. But imagine how old the tree was. I wasn't in the mood to film that day. I was just getting out of here to get out of the house. There's this piece. Now another thing I look for too, when I'm down here getting free wood, I like carving face grain. And carving the face of this would be carving the edge grain. See that grain? How it goes up? Then it's like, anyways, I got lots of videos describing it. How you doing, Evo Rick, if you watch this? It looks like kind of a root burl or something. Hold on, I'm gonna put my camera down. No, it's just not a burl, it's just a root piece. There's a nice old chunk of wood right here. Nice piece of old cedar. I should come here in the springtime and carve something quickly right here on that log. Kind of a neat piece. Roots. Now, carving the root pieces, the wood is a lot harder. Well, because the roots are harder, I guess, because that's what holds up the tree. That's what supports the tree. And also, when you're carving branches off a tree, the branches on the tree are harder than the trunk of the tree itself. Because the branches, and this is just my theory, the branches have to hold themselves up. The trunk just needs to grow straight, needs to be strong, but so if you have access to little dead trees, I suggest carving the trunk of the tree, like the tree itself, then the branches. It's softer wood. I don't care what anybody says, or if anybody says I'm wrong. I don't give a shit. Now here's even wood like this, nice carvable piece of wood. Nice soft western red cedar. Don't have to do big carvings. I want to start getting into some smaller stuff, like just remember, when you're doing Dremel carvings or even chainsaw carvings, the bigger the carving, the more sawdust you got to deal with. Oh, that was that rotten piece of repaired piece of wood up there. So when you get into the smaller carvings, like Just Carve Rob, it's less dust. Just Carve Rob carves lots of that, what's that wood that you buy online that whittlers use? I can't even think of the name of it, total brain fart. I just bought some 2x2 stuff. What's that wood that the whittlers use? Look at this deep rock. Basswood. That's it, basswood. But yeah, I've been watching some videos of people, I don't know where in the country, but they find little round rocks like this. And they'll split it open and there'll be like an old fossil inside there. You guys see that? Good? That's a neat rock. I don't know. Yeah, they split those, they're like nuggets, they call them nuggets or something. Or those, I don't know if you guys see that show, the Aussie Opal Hunters, where they get the excavator and hit the side of the mountain. Then there's a bunch of like round rocks inside there, and they split up, they cut them in their saw, and then you get the crazy opals in there. You want to find, they want to find the black opal, the black crystal opal. Yeah, that's it. If I lived that way, I think I'd probably be an opal hunter. Now here's this piece of bark I'm taking. Nice little stump there, but I don't need this. But look at that. This is perfect for something for like Amy Joe, or perfect little round stump. Sits flat. Carve whatever you want to carve in there. Put some moss up top. Carve away, have a good time. Here's this piece of bark I'll take. Well, yeah, it's a good piece of bark. I'll take it. Because I'm used to carving the bark. Like when I've gotten bark from people online that sent it to me from around the world, it all carves different. It's all different. So who knows? This could be from somewhere, somehow, someplace. And it will carve different. Might be a little bit of a different color. It already looks like it's a different color. This piece here, I cut this piece into, okay, 1, 2, 4 pieces and make 4 little wood spirits out of that. Sure could. And I might do that. This piece looks like a dolphin head. Whoa! Tell me that's not a smiling dolphin. Huh? That's the fun thing about this beachcombing too. Finding different things and making up different ideas. Fly, dolphin, fly! Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to my tent. And I think I got three pine boards. I already got them cut up. 3 pine Christmas trees I gotta carve. And then I'll try and wheel that, roll my big tree house into the tent. This is a nice piece of cedar. Old first growth. Oh, it's a real nice piece actually. Let's roll it over. Ah, it's got the, still a nice piece. Like, Ryan Cooks, he's a professional chainsaw carver, good friend. And his tent, all he carves is cedar. Because, well, it's, I think, I'm not too sure, but I think it's the best wood there is out there in the world to chainsaw carve. So why wouldn't he carve it? And he buys his cedar logs. His smaller stuff he'll find on the beach. He goes beach combing too. He's got an area by his shop in Squamish. But for his big projects, like I think he's carving like a 12-foot bear right now or something. Or 15-foot bear. But he'll buy that log. This is a first growth cedar, just like this log right here. This is first growth. I don't need that stick there. He'll buy that cedar. He makes a lot of money. But he also works his ass off too. Now the cedar that I buy, he buys the first growth stuff. I buy, because he's out there by a mill. His shop's right by a mill, so it's easy for him to get. Now, for me to buy first growth cedar, I'd have to go a far ways with a trailer. I don't have a trailer. But I just buy the second growth for fairly cheap from somebody that lives like 20 minutes away from me. See the spalting in there? So I think we're pretty well done here. "38 minutes this video's been going on for. Got this nice piece of bark. And I think I'm going to head to the shop. It's such a nice day out, why wouldn't you? Alright, I'll show you the trees that I'm going to carve when I'm done carving them. I got to probably repair my door, like my, who knows where to, I can't find online where to buy. Hold on a second here. My chainsaw carving shop, it needs a new tent door. The door's all ripped to shit because years of weather and wind blowing on it. I need to buy a new tent door. I've looked online, I don't know where to buy them. Does anybody know where I can buy a tent door for my chainsaw carving shop? Because if not, I'm going to have to repair it with tape and it's just going to, well, it's redneck anyways. But does anybody know where I can buy a tent door? Ha! Alright, so here I am at the tent. So I'm going to get this, my tree house, in there today. But this is why I need a new garage door. It's just, it's time. Maybe I could get some tuck tape, fix it for a little bit longer, but anyways, that's that. Pine wood, pine wood. There's one done. Oh, that's still like 1,000 pounds. I might have to ask the farmer for some help. I'll do it later. Hello. So I started carving that last tree, and then the farmer came over with his good friend Tim. They helped me wheel this, roll this. This is like probably, I don't know, I'd say 1,500 pounds still. The tree house is in there. Then I showed them the door, and they said, well, let's just put a piece of wood here, and then I can reverse this tarp, put the shitty side on that, and then I got a little wall here. So thanks, Herman and Tim. That's what's going on now. Yep. Everybody needs to have a sign for their chainsaw carving shop. Carving Fusion coming up.